I see you. We hear you loud and clear, Sunny. We're so happy to have you with us. We're so excited to have you, Sunny, Sunita Williams, our namesake and our school shiro, astronaut here to join us. You are 250 miles above the Earth, and we're seeing you right here at our school in Needham, Massachusetts. We're super excited to have you. So we're going to have we want to thank you so much for taking this time and honoring us and sharing this memorable experience that we'll never forget. And we're going to have Sunny answer a few questions from our students. Here's the first question.
Okay, Kiana. Hey, by the way, guess what I have with me here? I got a wildcat.
Look at Rocket.
So cool to be here with you. You know, by the way, I'm up here with my crewmate, Barry Butch Wilmore, who we flew up here on the Starliner with, and also up here with a Dragon crew. So there's 4 other crew members who came up, and then also a Soyuz crew. So there's 3 spacecraft up here. I got to tell them all about you guys in Needham, and so looking forward to your questions. Just pretty cool to be up here. And I think it's almost the last day of school, so this was great timing. So I am ready for any questions, and if I can't answer it, I'll get my buddy Butch to come over here and help me out.
Thank you, Sunny. Here is our first question.
Hi, my name is Mark Factor. What kind of preparation did you have to do for this launch?
What kind of preparation do we have to do for the launch? Wow, it's just like going to school. Actually, it's been a number of years because this is the first time we've flown this spacecraft. 2 people have got in it. That was me and my buddy Butch. And so we had probably about as many years as the kids who are in 5th grade there getting ready to leave and graduate from Sunita Williams Elementary School. So probably about 5 years of preparation where we learned how the spacecraft works, how all the systems works, how we are going to live and work on the International Space Station. So there was a lot of time to get us ready. We also learned how to drive the robotic arm and do spacewalks. And actually, the guys around the corner are practicing for that right now because they'll be doing a spacewalk on the 13th.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Violet Kyra. And how does it feel to go in and out of space?
How does it feel to go in and out of space? Well, you know, we fly up here on a rocket, and Butch was actually sitting there on the controls. Once the rocket drops us off into space, which is pretty dynamic, after that, we're floating around in space for a little bit. But when you're flying up on that rocket, it gives you a couple what they call gravity, G-forces, and so it pushes you down and squishes you a little bit for about 20 seconds or so at a period of time, of numbers of times. The same thing will happen when we go back to Earth. As we come in, we're coming in so fast that we're also going to feel some G's, gravity, against us. But we're in a seat, in our spacesuit, tied in, and we'll be all fine about with that going on all around us. But we'll also see, because we're coming in so fast, and I think you guys saw the video, that we'll see some plasma all around us. You know, and also to get ready to go to space, we have to do a lot of physical fitness, just like here on the space station. I'll show you. Butch is on my shoulders. I'm going to do some squats. He actually doesn't weigh anything. Come on down here, Butch. Say hi.
Oh, God, it's glitching.
You can come this way or that way. Yeah.
Say hi, my name is.
Wait, are they?
Okay, hi, my name is Nick.
Hi, my name is Nick. Hi, my name is Nick, and my question is, are there any games you play in space?
Are there any games we play in space? Well, sometimes we play hide and go seek, as a matter of fact, because we can. And there's all sorts of places where you can hide, and then you can pop up on each other and say, hi. Oh, hey, who's here? Hey, Sasha.
Привет. Привет. Hello.
Hey, Kolya. It's Kolya's birthday today. And there's Oleg. Hey. People pop out of everywhere. So yeah, there's a lot of games you can play because there's a bunch of us up here. And sometimes we fly through the module and see who can fly the straightest or the fastest, just like you guys out on the playground. Look at this. These guys actually have been up here for about 9 months, and so they're expert space flyers by now. Sasha is a little bit newer. How many months?
Just 3.
Just 3 months up in space. I've only been up here for less than a week. So these guys are experts. Butch and I are learning a lot from them, as well as our other crew who, like I mentioned, is getting ready to go do a spacewalk. But like every day is fun. Every day we get to do all sorts of stuff. Maybe you would call it games. Maybe you would call it work. But, you know, just being in space is a lot of fun. You can look at things a lot differently when you're up in space. I'm going to float away.
Hi, my name is Miles Shifries, and my question is, what do the stars look like from space?
What do the stars look like in space? Good question. You know, we have windows right behind us, right here. If maybe you can see them behind us. What's that big white thing? We call it in Russian an illuminator, and it looks like an illuminator as white light is coming in. So we can look at the stars from there. We also have a cupola, and we can look at the stars from there. Or if you're on a spacewalk, you can also look at the stars. But, you know, we're only 250 miles away from Earth, and so the stars are a lot further away. So they look the same size as you would be looking, but they're crystal clear because we don't have an atmosphere. There's not much air, little teeny bits of gravity. So it's like you have new glasses on and you can see crystal clear and you can see those sparks of light so clearly. But they're just as far away, so they're same size as you see from Earth. But we never have a cloudy day up here.
Hi, my name is Kyle, and my question is, what do the craters look like on the moon?
What do the craters look like on the moon? You know, that's a great question. It's almost like the stars because we don't have an atmosphere. When we look at the moon, it is really clear, and so you can actually see those craters really defined. Now, again, it's pretty far away from us, and so you have to look closely, but we have some amazing cameras that take some really great pictures because there's no atmosphere, and it makes it super, super clear. One day I hope we're going to be seeing our friends out there walking on the moon again before too long on the Artemis program.
Hi, my name is Mark Factor. Does Venus look brighter than the Earth from the ISS?
Does what look better from Earth? Venus. Oh, does Venus? You know, the same type of thing about the stars. Venus is sort of small. Is Venus your favorite planet, maybe? Is that why you asked? I always liked Saturn because I thought Saturn was pretty cool because it had rings. But then when I came up here and was able to look at our planet, our beautiful Earth, with all of its colors, and it's alive, and the clouds are moving, I think Earth has become sort of my favorite planet. But Venus, sort of like the stars, is small, so we don't really see it any differently than Earth on a very clear day. I can usually pick out Mars pretty easily because it's pinkish, and so that's sort of cool. But it doesn't really look any closer, unfortunately. One day we'll be doing that, and I think you guys will be the ones who will be going visiting around the solar system. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mia Giordano. How does it feel to fly in space?
How does it feel to fly in space, Tracy?
It is fun. It's effortless.
It's really fun when you have one of your really good friends here. Tracy and I have known each other before, probably before most of you guys were born.
Way, way before you were born.
We actually became astronauts at the same time, and it was really cool to be coming up to space and getting to see your best friend up there.
Yes. It's something that you can't plan for. You can only hope for. So that's fun.
So being in space is pretty awesome. And you know what? Like, I didn't know Butch very well until I flew with him this time, but he's like my brother. Everybody up here is like your brother, your sister. You know, sometimes they make you mad, but then most of the times you just love them and you can count on them for anything that you need. So we're all a big family that's up here.
Yep, absolutely.
Hi, my name is Jack Lazazaro. Can you float or show us a flip?
A flip?
Oh, show him a flip.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, okay.
Ready?
All right. Which way are you going?
I'm going this way. 1, 2, 3. A little loss of control.
You didn't let your hair go.
Every day we do flips up here.
Way to go.
It takes too much effort.
It's cool.
This is what it looks like when it's crazy and out of control. And this is what it looks like when you
Tied back.
Hi, my name is Ellie Cummings. Is it cold in space?
Is it cold in space? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Is
it cold in space?
You know, sometimes it's cold and sometimes it's warm. Right now, actually, it felt a little warm, so I took off my sweatshirt. By the way, do you like my shirt? All you Patriots fans out there in Massachusetts. So when the sun is shining on you, yeah, it's warm. It's like that big ball of heat comes up, and it's really warm, even on a spacewalk.
Yeah.
Tracy's doing a spacewalk in a couple days.
Yep.
And as soon as the sun comes up, you can feel it on your spacesuit. And then when the sun goes down, all of a sudden it starts to get a little chilly, and you have to start moving around inside your spacesuit to keep yourself pretty warm.
Exactly. And then even inside here, it's kind of comfortable, but we can change the temperature just like you can at home. You know, you got a thermostat and you go and you change the dial. Well, we have a whole team on the ground, and we just have to call them and say it's cold or it's hot, and then they change the temperature. So it's kind of easier inside. But Sonny's right. Outside, when we're in our spacesuits, we have to actually change the setting on our suit in order to accommodate whatever kind of temperature that we want to feel while we're in the suit.
Hi, my name is Joey Higgins, and my question is, do you feel blood rush to your head when you were floating upside down?
No. When you're up here in space, it doesn't matter if you're upside right, upside down. Tracy could be upside down, and she feels just normal like I feel right now. Actually, our sleep stations where we sleep, it doesn't matter. So we have one sleep station on the ground. We have one on each wall, one on the ceiling. I'm sleeping on the ceiling in the module across the way over here. But once you get in and close the doors, you have no reference. To keep us like sort of oriented, why we're like sort of up and down right now, we have lights that are on the quote-unquote ceiling, but that's just to keep us oriented. If for some reason you came from a module from the bottom or from the top, you would know which way was forward and which way was aft and how to navigate around. But it really doesn't matter. And what's really cool is you can do everything upside down, and it feels like a brand new spacecraft.
Yeah.
And it's fun to clean upside down.
And eat upside down. But sometimes when we lose things, because it's unlike at home where if you lose something you look on the floor, but here everything floats, and so sometimes we'll turn ourselves upside down to get a different perspective of what we're looking at, and sometimes we find what we've lost just by going upside down.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Mia Giordano. How many times have you done the spacewalk?
So I've done a couple spacewalks.
A couple? She's a record holder, for goodness sake.
I was. Anyway, on my first flight, I had a lot of fun. I got to do 4 spacewalks because we were building this whole space station. And I think I've shown you guys pictures, and everybody out there from Falmouth as well, my niece and nephew, Ponche and Tulu, who are at Sturgis and Falmouth. You guys all know what the International Space Station looks like. It's a bunch of modules, and so we had to actually go outside and use a little drill to put things together, connect up cooling and heating lines. And so my first flight, I actually got to do 4 spacewalks. And my second flight, we had some things break. And so we had to do 3 more spacewalks to fix some of the stuff outside. Tracy also has done a number of spacewalks.
Yeah, we had a pump fail on board the space station, and so we had to go out and do kind of an emergency repair to bring cooling back to the space station. So I got to do 3 spacewalks on my previous mission. But Sunny and I both have been involved with spacewalks from other crews, just helping them inside the airlock, get prepared. You need somebody to help you get dressed.
Yeah,
a lot of work, and then also to help them get through the tasks outside. So you're out there for about 6.5 to 7 hours, and you can't remember everything. And so there's a whole team of us that help to tell the spacewalkers what procedures they're doing, what steps they're doing next, and so it takes a village to do a spacewalk.
Hi, my name is Yvonne, and I have another question for you. When you're on the spacecraft, when the spacecraft launches into space, do you feel like you're on a roller coaster?
Do you feel like oh my gosh, this is a great question. So do you feel like you're on a roller coaster? Sort of, because it's like that countdown is like going up that ramp, like duck, 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 right? You know, like 10, 9, 8, and you got that anticipation, and then you get blasted off the planet. Now you got Butch's butt. And so you feel like you get blasted off the planet, just like you're going over that lump of that roller coaster. And then when you're up in space, actually it's so interesting you asked that question, because we are the first ones who rode our spacecraft called Starliner. And whenever the big engines would fire so that we were getting closer and closer to the International Space Station, it felt like you were at one of those rides where you're waiting to go to the place where you get out. Like you finish the ride and you're waiting to the place and the cart goes cha-chink. And it like pushes you, just propels you forward, and then you stop. And so we did a number of these, what they called burns, big burns, to circularize our orbit, to get up to the height that the space station is, and then actually to get on the trajectory to rendezvous with the space station. And we had all sorts of these funny burns that were sort of like a roller coaster, but the rocket ride is definitely like a roller coaster. I totally agree.
Hi, my name is Allie Cummings. What planets have you seen from the ISS?
I think you're going to have to repeat your question one more time.
What planets have you seen from the ISS?
Did you say what planets have we seen?
She's asking what planets have you seen from the ISS?
Yeah.
Well, the most obvious one is Earth. You just can't miss that one.
Right out that window.
Right out that window.
Yeah. But the other ones are, a little bit small. I think, like I mentioned earlier, Mars is pretty distinct because it's pink.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could see that one. Sometimes you could see Venus. Somebody asked about Venus earlier. So that is... But it's small, so it's a little bit difficult. Jupiter sometimes, because it's big. It just depends if we're lined up correctly and if you know a little bit of astronomy. Because, again, it's not that much closer than where you guys are now. So if you know your astronomy and you know where to look in the sky, then it'll make it easier.
Yeah, and I think it's important to understand that we are 250 miles above the Earth's surface, and so it's the view that what we see of a planet is very similar to what you see, but the one real difference is that we are above the atmosphere, and so when we're looking at stars or planets, they don't twinkle like they do on Earth, because you on Earth are looking through an atmosphere, and it makes the light bounce off of certain, air molecules, and it looks like it's twinkling. But up here, the lights are solid because we're above the atmosphere, and there's nothing but a vacuum of space between us and the other celestial bodies. And so that's one of the major differences. But we don't see any more detail than you do unless we were looking through a telescopic lens.
I'm distracting you with tropical punch.
Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Joey Higgins, and I have another question
hard to
for you.
drink.
How many days will you be in space?
Yeah, I was trying to, but tropical punch is dangerous.
How many days?
Can you do it? How many days will be in space? Tracy, you've been up here since...
I've been up here since the end of March. March 25th. So, and I'm going to be here for 6 months.
So
until
she'll be up here.
September.
Yeah, and Butch and I, we're not exactly sure where we're going to come back. But I think we're going to be up here just for about 2 weeks because our main goal is to test out this spacecraft. So we tested it out coming up here. We actually just got finished testing out a lot of the systems on the spacecraft these last couple days, to include our spacesuits. But the other big goal for us is to make sure our spaceship is like put to sleep right now. It's called quiescent, that we can start it up and everything will work, and then we can fly it back home. So the next people who fly it will be up here for about 6 months. So our job is to test it all out, and we have all sorts of test points while we're flying.
Hi, I'm Jackal Zazro again. How do you keep your things from floating around, including yourself, while sleeping?
Bungee.
Yeah. So how do you keep ourselves from floating around while sleeping? Well, we do have a sleeping bag. Oh, we have a sleeping bag. In the sleeping bag, sometimes we can put either a carabiner or a little clip on the end of it, tie it to like a handrail, like one of these, and tie the bottom to another handrail like below me. And so that way it doesn't float all over the place. Because we don't want to float all over the place because we might bump into something.
Yeah.
And then you might, flick a switch and you might wake up. Those are things that maybe you don't want to do. So we want to keep ourselves steady in one place. And you can't really put a blanket on you. Think about it. Nothing... Just like I can't put my sweatshirt on top of me, as like a blanket. But so the sleeping bag doubles as a blanket, so it's pretty nice. So we usually just sleep in the sleeping bag, and then there are a couple crew quarters, specific little areas where you can sleep. And they're about the size of this area right over here, that somebody could just have, their clothes, their computer, some letters from home, some toys and things like that there. And that way we don't float all over the place like the little wildcat.
Sunny, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us and answer our questions. It's so great to see you on the ISS, and we can't wait to see you till you come back to Earth and share about your great adventure and your journey with all of our students. We are so proud and honored to be named after you, and one day, one of our students will be doing just what you're doing. We hope you have a wonderful journey on the ISS, and Godspeed, my friend.
Thank you so much. And I want to tell you, Mr. K says hi, and I wanted to just give a shout out to Mrs. Cronish, who was my principal when I was at Hillside, where I know the 5th graders are going to go and have some fun tomorrow. And all sorts of friends and family from Massachusetts and Needham. Just wanted to say hi. I've got my Life is Good socks on from my Needham High classmate, Bert Jacobs. So everybody up here is thinking about you guys, and hope you guys have a great summer.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants from Sunita Williams Elementary School. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.